This is the Scottish borders. They say every field was a battle site. Every river and burn tell a story. Every hill and every valley holds some form of legend or folklore. A land so ancient, so steeped in history, the mere sight of it evokes images of the past. For me, the most interesting, haunting, romantic and best tourism sites in the Scottish borders are ones where, at first, there isn't much to see, like this huge field here. Now you're probably asking yourself, where is this? Where is this obscure field? But this, my friends, was the staging post for the biggest military invasion ever seen in Scotland. This is Trimontium Roman Fort. This vastly important Roman site, this vastly important world military site, the furthest northern outpost of the Roman legions in the Roman army in the 1st century AD, has been commemorated in the Scottish borders by this small bus shelter type construction with an information board inside it. It doesn't quite seem appropriate, but there you go. There is, however, a lot of useful information on there, and your imagination can really run wild after you've read that. What the hell is going on in this site? The first Roman amphitheatre ever to be confirmed in Scotland. There are depictions in North Africa of Scottish men being slain in the Roman amphitheatres. You can tell they're Scottish by their clothing. So that makes you wonder, what the hell was going on here at the Roman amphitheatre at Trimontium? You can imagine swathes of young borders lads being brought here as slaves to be slain in front of the baying Roman crowds by gladiators or animals or whatever else they were using. Horrific thought. Now the Roman army were working in conjunction with the Votadini tribes at this side of the Scottish borders. There was some form of pact or agreement. I would imagine that the Votadinis were largely insuperior in that pact, but they did coexist. But the Selgovae tribes at the other side of the valley were a different story altogether, and never ever bowed to the Romans. All around the perimeter of Trimontium here have been found a number of human skulls. But with these skulls there have been no associated skeletons, so it's thought that the Roman method of installing fear in their enemies by impaling their severed heads on spikes at the front of their forts was commonly done here at Trimontium. And it can only be assumed that the heads were those of the border Selgovae tribes. Quite a gruesome thought. The Roman army's final foray into Scotland was their biggest, and their one and only objective was complete genocide. Not just to the people of the Scottish borders, but the entire people of Caledonia were to be wiped out. Complete genocide, complete genocide, complete genocide, complete genocide. Ultimately, the Roman invasion of Scotland was unsuccessful. They withdrew completely. The attempted genocide happened at a bad time for the Roman army. There was other things happening on the continent which powered over that. The Scottish army never defeated the Romans, that's for sure, but they did put up a resistance here in the borders by the Selgovae, and certainly in the Highlands as well. The Scotsmen violently fought against the war machine that was the Roman army. I think you'll agree that it is an extremely dramatic, awe-inspiring story, but please believe me when I say that the comings and goings of the Roman legions in the first half of the first millennia AD were merely the beginning of centuries, and I mean centuries, of turmoil and war and misfortune for this area. Watch this space. Trimontium Roman Fort, half a mile. I love the way they advertise it like it was some sort of shopping centre or something.